Namaste everyone. Welcome to Sookshma Shakthi for Women Empowerment Series, Episode 3. Today, topic is going to be healthy diet for healthy mind, body and spirit. We all love food. In fact, we have too many choices. Food brings us together to the table, which brings harmony into our family and friends. But the choices of food that we make matters for our health and well-being. Let's dig into healthy food. Before that, I would like to introduce my panel members, Hajar from Vancouver, Snageetha from Toronto, Sunita from Florida. Welcome, everyone. Hajar, can you please deep dive into why healthy diet is important for us?
Absolutely. I've been thinking about diet and mental health, Meena, for quite some time, trying to understand why our brains are very interconnected to our belly. So I wanted to discuss this with the three members on this panel, including yourself, saying that imagine, Meena, you just got a job offer that you've been wanting for years. And Sunita, you just won the lottery. And Snageetha, you just had the most delicious cookie that has ever been baked. And in all of these situations, our brains produce this chemicals called neurotransmitters, which give us the great feeling of excitement and happiness, and which without such chemicals, we wouldn't be feeling that pleasant. And now if we imagine the opposite, imagining that you got fired and your partner just broke up with you, or you're about to write a test, in those situations, our brains produce different chemicals, making us feel differently. And in these highs and lows of life, we really are controlled with these chemicals that has a lot to do with our brain. And for me, it was very hard to understand that the fact that every emotion, every thought that we have is controlled just by this thing called our brain, which is a lump sum of cells there. And I discovered this through the practices like Sookshma, that may not be actually the case. We may actually have a second brain called our belly. And I wanted to just take a minute here and share my understanding and my findings about that. Our belly has so many bacterial cells. There is an ecosystem of bacteria in our guts that is as diverse as Amazon rainforest. And they're involved almost in all processes, just like our brain. So if your brain is slightly off, you all of a sudden realize that nothing looks the same, nothing feels the same. We have the most complex, amazing thing called our brains. The belly is kind of the same. We think about how our belly controls our brain, and that has to do with the fact that what we eat does have an influence over our brain. So looking into how our brain is connected with our belly is an interesting concept to me, because it has a lot to do with mental health issues. And if you look at stats, 1 out of every 5 people have mental health issues. And so if your brain is slightly off, you realize that everything is not the same. And if depression increases as a result of a stress, most of us, what we do, we give advice to the person with depression by telling them, just cheer up, go meet some friends, join some clubs. And there is a new field in psychology that is called nutritional psychiatry, which focuses on what kind of diet protects you from mental health issues. And it's based on data like researchers following 10,400 students for over 4 years in school. And after 4 years, they find out that those students who adhered more to Mediterranean diet had about 42 to 50% less chance of getting depressed. And think about this, even if half of this is true, let's say 25% less chance of getting depressed, you realize that diet has a very big impact on your lifestyle. And Mediterranean diet also has been used as a treatment for depression. And in that kind of research, there has been 33% of patients on Mediterranean diet that went on full remission after that research. So I looked closely to nutritional psychiatry and what is the key food groups that are great for your brain health and decrease your chance of depression and mental health. And there are a set of food categories that have the most nutrition. And they're pretty much summarized as seafood, greens, nuts, and beans, and a bit of dark chocolate. And I repeat that: seafood, greens, nuts, beans, and a bit of dark chocolate. Women in the college who have more than 2 servings of seafood a week have 25% chance of becoming depressed. And women who eat more fish during pregnancy are more than 6 times less likely to get depressed during the postpartum period. So this is a little bit of data based on my own personal research that I'm sharing with the panel with you beautiful ladies here.
Thank you, Hajar. It's very excellent, very excellent. Good to know about all the research about diet, what type of diet which leads to our health, which controls our mind and body. One has to know, whatever we are eating, it's related, it's controls the mind and body. Sookshma teaches us how to eat healthy diet with awareness, which impacts our mind, body, and spirit, which gives us, that relates to good thoughts, good actions, and good life, right? So that's what the Sookshma teaches are with healthy diet. In fact, ancient wisdom says, hitam, mitam, and ritam. It's about how to eat, when to eat, and what to eat. So hitam means the good quality, the quality of food, what we are eating for our mind and body. And mitham, it's about the quantity, how much we are eating, and what type of healthy food we are eating, what type of diet we are eating, so that we have enough energy to sustain our health, with good health. Rhythm is at what time we are eating, how balanced we are eating. In the morning, time intervals, morning breakfast, afternoon lunch, and snack in between in the evening, and dinner in the end of the day. So that the diet, what we're taking between the time intervals and how we are taking it, how we are consuming that diet, it's very important. That's what its rhythm is. So the problem today's lifestyle, today's world is we're not making good choices, and we don't have awareness of how to make good choices in our day-to-day diet. In fact, Sookshma brings that awareness very naturally. So maybe Sangeeta can help us how Sookshma changed the food habits in her life.
Okay, this is a nice question. In my life, Sookshma helps my routine, lots of changes in my food habits. My day starts with the Sookshma, like I drink 3 glasses of water in the morning, and this water helps to cleaning our bowels. And then later I drink the Vata Pitta Kapha drink. This drinks is help for like our immunity system and cleaning our body, and it's like suppress our cravings also. And the next my breakfast is like eating sprouts and nuts, soaking nuts, and lots of seeds. The seeds help in our woman Shakti, like our menstruation cycle. Those are very helpful in like day-to-day life. And the sesame seeds help in the calciums. And the next, the fiber is very important in day-to-day life. This is like this is also cleaning our body. So for every women, they need to take more fiber in the day-to-day everyday meals. And also I'm adding the probiotics. The probiotics helping the digestive system. In the morning time, like the gut clean So when the gut is clean, our mind is also very powerful to work. Uh, in the research, in the scientists, like Hajar said, the relation, the stomach and the mind, they both have relationship. So this digestive system helps in our thoughts and what are the actions in our day-to-day life. Um, and the fruits and vegetables also very helpful in our day-to-day life. Because of this food, the sattvic food, our nature is also like sattvic. So for that why we need to eat lots of vegetables and fruits. So all this, I added these changes in the after joining in Sookshma. Because of this, I lost some weight. Uh, so that can I say the Sookshma routine helps in our day-to-day life. So after joining here, I suppress my cravings. Before I have lots of cravings, but now I don't have any cravings. The drink, the Vata Pitta Kapha drink helps in the suppress the cravings. And also the Sookshma meditation helps in the right thoughts. Uh, because of that, we can take the right choices in our day-to-day life.
Very well said, Sangeeta. In fact, what we eat is what we are. So giving sattvic food, as you mentioned, the natural food, vegetables, fresh vegetables, healthy vegetables, fruits, nuts, and dairy products, all these help us to maintain good health with our gut and as well as the brain. Lovely. Sunita, there are so many diets like high protein, low carbs, keto, you name it, right?
Yeah.
Can you help us? How did you approach towards healthy diet in your lifestyle?
Yes, Meena. Balancing is critical. Yes, fasting is good. We need to have moderate amount of foods. Too much fat is dangerous, and yes, less carbs are really good, but it has to be in the moderate amounts. Too much of anything is not good. So these days, people are following so many diets like no carb diet or high protein. Those looks like they work, but after a few days or few weeks, people will be very weak and body doesn't get what all the nutritions it needs. Actually, I tried couple of them and it did not work. I was very weak and not able to do my own things. So then I realized, okay, body needs everything. Too much of anything is bad. So I want to share some of my experiences. In 2013, when I visited Vancouver to have meditation sessions with Sunita Ma, that point I was having so much stress because of work, younger kids, and so much going on. So then I realized at some point I need to start some change in my life. So and then I took sessions with Sunitama. It was really amazing. It changed me a lot, and everyone knows how Sunitama feeds everyone when we go to her house. So she gave us brown rice with veggies, organic veggies, so delicious. And my daughter, till today, she remembered that she had a aloe vera juice, and she was saying other day, "Mommy, I still remember those the dinner we had at Amma's house. It was really delicious." And since then, we all follow the same diet. And my kids too follow the meditation, Sookshma meditation, and they also follow the same diet. They do eat some junk food once in a while, but they are very aware of the nutritious food, how it benefits our body and mind. So since then, my life changed and I lost so much weight. Sukshma is the balance between all. So we come with overweight people, and me and everyone came with overweight with reduction of a lot of weight, which is because of emotional cleanse and mind purified.
Very well said. Very well said. Amma always says tongue food to tummy food. We don't have to sacrifice our taste, but make tummy our highest priority. Too much fried food is not good, and we have to make sure eating healthy, natural, organic food, which is good, and we don't need to compromise to avoid few things like chocolates or anything of those things. But yeah, and at home we make different cuisines like Chinese, Indian, Mexican, you name it, Italian. All this, make sure they are cooked healthy. Hazar, so can you share your perspective of how Sukshma changed your diet?
Great question, Meena. I have learned a lot from Sushma. I can't even begin to explain what is it that I actually learned from Sushma. When it comes to diet particularly, I managed in my head to kind of connect the two, and this is what I came up with. A while back I learned from Amma and from my own readings that there are hindrances on the way to self-mastery, and through Amma I learned how to master myself, how to say no to myself, and how to prioritize myself. And the 5 hindrances of self-mastery, if you've ever heard about it, is number 1 is sensual desires. It arises in moments when you're paying attention to something that gives you positive desires. And it comes from the 5 gates of tasting, smelling, hearing, and feeling, and all of the human senses. So when it comes to diet, there are moments when you want something that you clearly know is not good for you. And if you actually want to see clearly in life, if you want to have purpose in life, if you're aware of that moment that actually I am experiencing number 1 hindrance to my self-mastery, which is essential desire, then you're way, way more able to say no to yourself in that moment. That's one step towards self-mastery. The second hindrance is called ill-willness, the state of the mind that you have a aversion or rejection of something that you don't like. For example, aversion from something that's good for you, something that you know you should be doing, but you're not doing. It has a lot to do with choices of food. Knowing that you're having too much of one group and not much of another, because since you were a child you didn't like it, and you don't know how to cook it, and you don't like to know how to cook it, and that's something that also I learned through my practices of Sookshma, that you need to push yourself and you need to have purpose when it comes to that. Number 3 is the heaviness of the body and the dullness of the mind. It has to do with non-motivation, lack of energy, that can manifest itself in a state of depression and laziness. Sometimes you open your fridge, there aren't as much food, and it's raining, you don't feel like prioritizing your health. You don't feel like going to the store, and you don't feel like paying attention to your health over the meetings and anything else out there. There's responsibilities, and so you don't put aside time for it, and therefore you are off the path of seeing yourself as a healthy human being. Restlessness of the mind is the 4th one. It's the state of the unsettled mind. You cannot settle, your mind cannot settle. And that has to do with having a monkey mind. Distractions in life that actually takes you away from the path of wanting to lose weight, wanting to eat healthy, wanting to prioritize your mind. And the 5th one is a skeptical doubt, a state of mind based on indecisiveness. It's very easy to get lost in the thought that I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I'm good enough. Why am I putting this much energy? I don't know if I can consistently be on this path. Therefore, I'm not going to try at all. It's a waste of my time. So those are the 5 things that if somebody's aware of them in the moment and understands them and accepts them, then it steps away from them. That's something that we can all agree that requires a very high level of self-awareness and self-mastery. And Amma Sushma is all about mastering yourself, prioritizing yourself. And that's how I was able to cognitively connect the two together in my head and arrive to what I just presented with you right now.
Very well said, Hazar.
How was that? I hope it wasn't too long.
No, not at all. You touched all the points. How we, our brain, it immediately rejects what we don't like and what we like, right? So and we accept what we like, and we tend to eat what we like more. It's very well said, you. Yeah, that's good. Now let's talk about diet that is specific for women, because we go through a lot of changes throughout our life, like puberty, taking from puberty to marriage, pregnancy, motherhood, hormonal changes due to menopause. Diet requirements change in all these phases, right? So we have to take care of ourselves with good diet during these phases. In early phase of puberty, the body is still developing with hormonal changes happening through the period cycle. That happens to the period cycle. So our body needs specific diet for development during each stage of life, whether it's teenage or pregnancy, motherhood, menopause, old age.
Yes, Meena. Yeah, I feel like we need to change the diet according to our like changes in our body, because recently I started seeing some changes because I'm not sure about the it's maybe menopause or premenopause, and I feel very dizzy on those days. So I started taking more calcium and iron food. Then I felt some difference. Same thing with every changes in body. We need to change according the diet, like whatever the nutrients. Sometimes it may need more carbs because we lose weight in periods time, so that time we need to have more carbs than regular time, and also calcium, iron. So need to take more leafy vegetables or good protein food like fish, eggs are really important for our body during these days.
Very well said, Sunita. In fact, Hazar, as you mentioned, where you touched about seafood in your first session, right? Would you like to add anything to this?
Yes, Mina, I just wanted to mention that when I spoke about diet, I did speak in generalities about diet and mental health. When it comes to men and women, I think there is a conversation to be had only about women. As women, we have our own specific stages. The masculine mind of men loves certain things like numbers. There is a stereotypes that are attached to the masculine mind and the feminine mind. But above and beyond all of that, I think it's fair to assume that men and women are different beings and they require different conversations.
I agree, Hazar. I agree. As you said, men and women need specific diets to keep them fit, since women go through a lot, like periods and pregnancy. All these add up, and menopause means these three stages are very important in women's life, right? So we have to definitely take care of our health so that we won't get any diseases by choosing the right choice of food, like healthy nuts, meat or seafood, vegetables, natural organic diet. All these are very important. And on top of that, healthy lifestyle, like giving exercise to your body and mind, meditation, that's very important. That's what Sookshma teaches about keeping your mind and body fit and healthy with good health, good food and good thoughts. As Hazar also mentioned about Mediterranean diet, which is also an ancient diet, we have ancient Ayurvedic diet, which is originated from India. I would like Sangeeta to talk about Ayurvedic diet and how Ayurvedic diet helps women.
Yeah, Ayurvedic helps a lot choosing healthy food in our day-to-day life. In our ancients gave lots of so much a very good diet to our day-to-day life in India. Like I will tell one story. Like we have sun and moon. They both are like father and mother. The sun gives lives to us, and the moon is give life force to us. We have four categories in our earth: minerals, plants, and animals and human beings. Plants choose minerals, and animals take from the plants, and human beings take all this. Like the four have the four consciousness. Minerals have the sleepiness, and the plants have the wake upness, and animals have the fear and the wake upness. And we are humans have lots of super consciousness, but we are not taking care of that. We're not reaching the consciousness. Food has to give us energy, not sluggishness. Food has to harmonize our thoughts and actions. Food with life, like vegetables, fruits, without fresh, they have the prana. And in Ayurveda, we have three categories: Rajasic Guna, Sattvic Guna, and Tamasic Guna. Sattvic foods are like for desktop jobs. They help in like desktop jobs, no physical activity. The Rajasic food helps in the more physical activity. We can lift the heavy weights and more work. And the Tamasic food is like a calmness of our mind and the body. We can eat like occasionally. So when we eat more sattvic food, our thoughts are very positive, and the environment, all thing is like sattvic. The person also become like very sattvic person.
Sangeeta, very good insights of Ayurvedic diet. I would also like to add few elements of Ayurvedic food. In fact, like superfoods like turmeric, garlic, spices like cumin, cinnamon, all these spices, all these which help us in the process of digestion and different health related stuff which controls our health. Adding to the diet, we also use utensils, healthy cooking utensils like copper, brass, clay, iron, which retains the minerals and vitamins of the food we cook in these pots. And that helps us in digestion and carry those minerals and vitamins and not killing them in the cooking process. I think we have covered all the dimensions of healthy food and diet. Thank you very much, Hajar, Sunita, and Sangeeta. See you all soon in our next